hello. It is your coach, Carla Nicole. And I'm not going to be along this evening, but I did want to talk about something that I think is extremely important. So, for those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Coach Carla Nicole, and I am a wisdom coach, and I am big about improving people's lives. No matter what we have going on, we have to make sure that we're thinking about how to get our lives in order. It's not easy, but if we can just be focused on what we need to do, we'll be in better shape and we'll be in a better state in this lifetime, in this wonderful life experience. So, I wanted to touch base with you this evening on a very hot topic. But before I get started on that, I want to make sure that you subscribe to my channel, Coaching Matters, and also make sure to hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I go live or when I post new videos. And so, again, thanks for joining me on this live, and I'm so thankful that you're here. So, let's get started. So, yes, this evening I wanted to talk about something that I think is essential and very important. We need to start focusing on our sexual truths. Okay. Now, I know this is not easy, even with women or men, but kind of tonight I wanted to talk to the gentleman about how important it is to be in touch with your sexual truth. The reason why it's important is because when you know your sexual truth, then you can actually fashion your life around what your sexual needs are, and you can also express to those you love and care about so they also are aware of what that sexual truth is. So, shall we be very candid about our sexual truths? That depends. And what I mean by that is we should be, but it definitely depends on you as a man. And you need to be clear to you first. Can we be honest? We need to be clear first with ourselves. One of the biggest challenges for many people, especially in the realm of um, just sexual behavior, period, is there tends to be a lot of guilt, challenges with um, even really knowing our own truth in our own selves and understanding what we need. And also, it is not often easy to make those decisions or even have these internal conversations with self until we come to terms with understanding that sex is a behavior. Can we also be honest? Sex is so overrated as far as constantly being badgered about what is right and what is wrong sexually. And again, I'm a coach that's very crystal clear on my take on sexuality. I'm very crystal clear on, is it one of two things? Is it functional or is it dysfunctional? Pretty much that's what I care about. I don't really care about who, how, when, where. My concern is your sexual truth functional or dysfunctional? And the way you can determine if it's either or of the two, you can do that by basically sitting back and seeing, well, wait a minute, I have a lot of chaos in this department of my life, or I have a lot of misunderstandings, or there's always somebody trying to police my sexual behavior, or I can't seem to get a grip on um, what I got going on. So it comes down to whatever your arrangement is in this department. Like I said, I'm a coach that can care less about what you're doing, but I do want to make sure that it's functional versus dysfunctional. So, first off, how do we make a decision? about our truth. We first have to be honest with self. The number one thing is you have to tap into when you feel the most urges in your day, in a typical day. And what I mean by urges is, when you get aroused. When do you seem to get the most arousal? Are you more moved in this area? We call it the sacrum area. Are you more moved by that in certain times of the day? What's the frequency? And what do you seem to do to either curb the appetite, or do you go ahead and handle that through either masturbation or porn? What are you doing so that okay, my sexual truth is this, so that we can be able to convey what your sexual needs are with someone or with others if you are a person that has multiple partners. Problem is, a lot of times we never really sit down and look at what our sexual needs are. We often talk about what we've done and what we had going on with our exes and all our past relationships. But when you have those gaps of time, when you maybe are not in a relationship, I call it in the alone um, time period, you tend to have to look at you. Are you someone that struggles tremendously, and your need for either adult films or, just different partners, or it gets very sporadic, or you get very agitated, or you feel a mental torment because of, your lack in that department? What is it? These are the kind of things you need to know about you, so that you can express it to your lover or lovers in the future, or the one you're with now. A lot of times, because there's so much guilt and there's so much back and forth, and there's so much that we hide behind because we don't want to express that we have a lot of things that um, we may not want to share with another person. But we tend to lie to ourselves because we may end up allowing a surfaced persona to be what represents us in relationships, to hide behind our sexual truth. So you want to make sure that you're not hiding behind yourself, because when you do this, you end up having a lot more dysfunction in your sexual life, because you're trying to not be you, because to you, you think it's a very low acceptance rate with someone going to, connect with you, or you're constantly having hell and high water and you don't really want to deal with it. And I understand that. But we have the opportunity to create our own life. And so the more honest we are with ourselves about what we are sexually and who we want to become sexually, it really helps for us to advance, if you will, ourselves, and let us emerge into our fullness, so that we can live a fuller, more wholesome life without the rigmarole of trying to hide behind the truth and then lie to other people about who we are when we know darn well that's not true. The reason I want to talk about this is because in my coaching practice, I have a lot of gentlemen who struggle big time with their sexual truth. They don't know how to truly be honest with themselves about the mental torment they go through with their intimate partners. And they find themselves so frustrated because they just want to have, peace. But what happens is they can't get the peace because it's always something holding them back from being who they are. And so they try to hide. I don't want to let anybody know that I really have a lot of sexual desires that I don't want to expose or shed light on, so that other people don't seem to feel like they have to, I don't know, tiptoe around me or talk about me because of my sexual taste. So it's imperative that I want you to think about this is to really be honest with you. Like I said, think about your truth, sexual truth. In the meantime of this, I want you to think back and just journal, if you will, about your experiences. When we hide who we are, we tend to lie to ourselves. And then, of course, it comes easy to lie to our lover or our lovers because we are really having a hard time with facing our own truth sexually. And so we hide behind that. And as we hide, we're really making it tough for not just ourselves, but we're making it tough for the lovers we're in or involved with. They're unsure as to what's going on as well. And then if they have these preconceived beliefs about what their partner should be or how they should behave in this area, they have a tendency to be a little more, you could say, a little more controlling. And so when you have someone trying to control, you're trying to pull back and you're trying to, push away that control. What that does is it just makes a whole mess out of the relationship you're in. And so now you're feeling away because you're like, man, I'm just trying to enjoy my life and I can't, because if people really know about this side of me, then they may not accept me, or I may feel away because I don't want people to judge me. Again, there's a lot of people that tend to be very judgmental, or they tend to gossip or whatever about you or whatever about others that may have your similar sexual taste, and that may cause or build a fear in you to be honest about who you are in this capacity. But I want you to think about something. When you feel that you have to shun your authentic self, which means your authentic sexual self, then what's happening is it will cause you to make decisions and or make you feel like, you know um, you're going to have to hold back. Here's the thing: when you're not being honest with yourself, or you're holding back your authentic self in this sexual energy and in your sexual space, you're not really going to be able to have a fullness in experiences, because a part of you knows that it's almost like living a double life, because you're not true to yourself, but you may be portraying the representative you want to be because of you wanting acceptance. But the problem is you're not able to really be you sexually. So I want you to think about that because it's very important. A lot of times we will find ourselves so frustrated because we want people to accept us. We want people to be comfortable with who we are. But we have to start with loving self and being comfortable in who we are first to ourselves. And then we're able to express, this is me. No holds barred. I don't care, if it makes you uncomfortable or not, but I need to be me. And in my being myself, I'm able to now be free. And this is where the freedom comes in. When you start to expand your heart and your mind and you get in your personal sexual truth, you no longer have as much chaos, as much back and forth, as much drama, because now you're clear. This is me. This is where I'm at with my intimacy. And I can't deny that maybe you don't understand it or you don't agree. That's fine. But in order for me to be me, I have to be free in who I am. Okay? Listen, I'm your coach. If you need anything, if you want to join me on February the 11th, the link is in the comments, and it's also in the description. You can actually reach me via messenger in here, or you can jump on my website, as you can see, smileandsip.com, and you can jump on there and actually you can have your own account built there, and then you can actually message me there as well. But like I said, February 11th for you gents, I will be doing one-on-one Zoom calls where you can talk to me about whatever scenario you have going on, even if it's inclusive with your sexual truth and coming to terms with it and sharing with me what you want to do in your life and how you're feeling so um, in bondage because you just can't express in that area because of what you're holding back from. It is okay, I get it, but you're really shutting yourself off from your fullness. And when you're shutting yourself off in your fullness, what's happening is you're finding yourself to be more and more and more and more closed off. And your intimacy or your intimate life is really, you know, really messed up because of it, because it's not where it could be if you would just come to terms with it in you. Be honest in your own truth. Talk about it with yourself. Write about it. Fill it out so you can understand, hey, I do have a tendency to be more moved in the morning or more moved in the afternoon or more moved in the evening. And I seem to get aroused at this time. When we start to pay attention to our own sexual needs, we can then let our lover know. We can also sit back and be like, hey, we kind of match. Or you're a little bit more than me, but we can work that out. Or you're not as much as me. So what can we do in the case of that? And these are things and conversations that open up after you learn about you. But it's hard to do that because most people can't sit down for just a moment and talk about, I'm struggling here. I really want more in this department, or I'm really having too much and I'm feeling like it's overwhelming. All of these things need to be discussed. But until you can tap into you and you can sit down and pay attention to your own needs, it's hard to explain to your lover or lovers what you need. And so they are going to be like, oh, I'm not sure you know, what to do here. But when you're clear about you, then you'll notice that your lovers will be they'll be more in sync. They'll be more aligned with what you have going on because you already came to your truth. Also, another really huge default benefit is when you can let your lover or lovers know without a shadow of a doubt who you are. And so, guess what that does? That makes for a more authentic relationship to emerge because now it's not based off of, oh, I just say what I say to keep this person happy, or I design my relationship around images that I think they want because I don't want to not have them in my life. So let me not convey to them my truth. No, all of that is living a lie. You're living a lie if you're not in your truth. So the most important part is coming to terms with that. You can do it. Yes, you can do it. You just have to make sure that you do it in a right way. And all you have to do is reach out to me. Like I said, the link is in the comments, or you can also jump on the link on my website, smileandsip.com, or you can do so in the description. You can just go in here and just really take $19 and just go ahead and set it up so you'll be in you know, on the schedule. Um, I only have 16 slots. Once they're gone, they're gone. So $19 for 30 minutes with me on February 11th, guys. And you and I can sit down on Zoom. We can talk about what it is you're wanting to do. If you're struggling with your own sexual truth, we can talk about it one-on-one, and I can help to guide you on what are you afraid of. I can also guide you on not necessarily that you have a misbehavior in your sex. Maybe your behavior is your behavior and it has been so-called coined as misbehavior, but maybe that's just your nature. Maybe that's just your way. So how can you figure that out without feeling like, oh, I can't really be, you know what I'm saying? I can't really be me because I can't really share myself in my way. But you can. You just have to be willing to make some changes. You got to do today different. That's my quote. That's I say this all the time. Do today different. When you do today different, you'll find that you'll have a better result. Problem is, a lot of times we don't want to do today different. We want to stay in the safe zone. We don't want to get out. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to change anything. I want to keep everything the same. Then your results are going to remain the same and you're going to be like unfulfilled. Of all places to not be fulfilled is in your sexual life. Why would you want to do that to yourself? You want to sit back and say, this is what I want, this is what I need. So, in order for me to grow and expand, I need to be able to do that, but I have to step back and think of ways to build it up, think of ways to improve it, think of ways to come to a new term in my soul so that I'm not just stuck in intimacy. Maybe I can be more enjoy, more wholesome in that. Okay? So like I said, make sure you share the video, leave your comments, click and get your and register today because like I said, on February 11th, I will be doing 30-minute calls for just $19. We can sit down and we can talk about whatever's bothering you. It doesn't have to be just about your sexual truth, but because that's this topic, I know a lot of gents don't really want to talk about their truth because they're uncomfortable or they feel away and they've always been criticized for how they move in that way. So like I said, reach out to me. um, Also, if you want to text me, you can text me 844-594-7366 or 844-5wisdom hashtag sex truth, and I'll know that you came to me from this video. And then I will give you all this information, and then we can talk about how you can get your 30-minute one-on-one slot on February 11th. So again, just like I said, think about what I share here. It's very short, very sweet, but it's very true. If you want different results, you got to do today different. Okay, guys. Well, I'm out of here. I appreciate everybody. Like I said, share this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. And I will see you on the next one. It's Carla Nicole. Don't forget to visit my website, smileandsip.com. I'm signing off. That's kept. Have a great night, guys. Bye.